Hi, Ian. I have just seen.
Ah, yeah.
I've
Wow.
just, I've just seen your new trick is out. Wondo blocks. I love it.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't wait to pull you up
You,
and just say I love
yeah,
it. I love it.
you obviously couldn't. So, is this your permanent setup in the bath? Are you always ready to go
Always
whenever a
ready.
trick gets released?
Well,
Every single
basically,
room in the house, you have a different setup ready to go.
you know how long
That's
some traders can be. Being in the
that's
bath
it.
is yeah.
Might as well.
You might as
Yeah,
well. So
nice.
yeah. So it's
Yeah,
amazing.
good. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I'm very pleased with it. It's a very fun trick that I think it's probably like every kind of magic creator goes, oh, this is my favorite thing to date. But I think the way it's been received on the magic, there's actually positive things being said on the Magic Cafe, which is surprising to me. And yeah, so it's obviously something that's kind of struck a lot of chords. Really, I think it's just the fact that it's like a Lego style wand thing, I think just appeals to every single age. So it's got very wide appeal as opposed to tape measures and things like that I've created in the past.
You're not one of these magicians who are into their toys, are you? You don't collect Lego or
I don't,
anything.
no,
Thank God for
no.
that.
In fact, this you can, yeah, you don't have to watch what you say now for the next few minutes. The trick actually for me was that wine you're drinking in the bath
It
as well.
was, yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't you? I've got the candles, everything else.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I'm at the tap end, unfortunately, because obviously
Oh no,
got the cameraman, sound recordist, dolly grip.
right,
They're all at the
yeah.
comfy end.
And
But
they've seen all this before then, I'm guessing they're
all
quite
the
used to
time,
this.
all the time. This
Yeah,
is how I
good,
live. Yeah, this
good.
is rock and roll.
Yeah. And the duck, can we talk about the
We
duck
got a
briefly?
duck.
It's a short duck.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is Margot, Margot the
right.
duck, and well, that's
I saw a
just
shadow
yeah.
there.
What the other neighbour's wife's just come to use the loo. So
Oh,
you wash
really?
your
Right.
hands? Obviously not.
Nice. So that's as well as the cameraman there. Wow. Okay, it's all going on. Nice.
Yeah.
You must have the best bathroom in the whole of your area. This is quite impressive.
Very popular. Very popular.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, anyway, so I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. So
Okay. So
before we get into Wonder
ignore
Block,
that. Go back to the
you're
trick.
all right.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
I think it's done. I'll have someone else now. Before I spoke to you at the London Magic convention,
We did.
and you
Yeah.
brought out Cafe Hero.
Yeah.
I
Another
just want to
plug.
touch
Thank
on
you for that.
for me. I liked that trick, and it didn't
Yeah.
seem to go down as well as I think either of us anticipated. Would that
Uh,
be fair?
yeah. Yeah. Well, it sold more than two, which is more than because you had one, and then
Yeah.
I think there was someone else. There was someone else who had one somewhere. No, to be fair, it did well. The problem is kind of like what you were saying on the video a while back, was that it was, people aren't buying a secret. They already know that. They already have the playing card version of that. And so it doesn't appeal to people so much if they just know how it's done. However, I've been performing that for years at
Yeah.
gigs. That was literally the first trick that I created, and it came from David Williamson's Torn and Restored transposition, because I was thinking, well, what cards do people actually genuinely tear up on a day-to-day basis? Coffee cards whilst they
Yeah.
get stamped. So yeah, so it started from there and then just went into this kind of two-card transposition, and all of them suddenly turning into a coffee thing. And then D. Christopher added the kind of force on the back of the coffee of the month. And I use that all the time with Roasted, another plug, which was basically like a Quran's medallion trick with your like a celebrity, any freely named celebrity, then their name is written on the bottom of a
Ah,
coffee cup, right? So
okay.
using both of those together, these taken Cafe Hero and Roasted up another level by using those two together. But yeah, it did work really well. The problem is, I think when I first created it, I approached magic retailers and none of them wanted it, because back then no one was using loyalty cards. It came
Right.
in, disappeared right around the time I started asking people. And then it's come back with so many independent coffee shops now. It's all come
Yeah.
back again and it's become really popular. And it was when we were filming Roasted, when Dee worked with Penguin, that he then, when he started at the 1914, he said, no one else is having it. I might as well give birth to this idea and finally bring it to life. And yeah, so, and also I suppose it's a magic trick on their website, which is mainly kind of mentalism focused. So some of the key people that are going to their website in particular aren't looking for kind of a little guy going around going, do you want free coffee? You know, they're after the kind of more sophisticated Lewis Laval mentalism.
Sure.
So yeah, so there's a few reasons why I think that probably didn't sell, but I think yeah, I'm still very proud of it, and yeah, still using
And
it.
I think you should be. So one reason why I wanted to mention it was just to remind people that it is actually out there, and it is actually a really good trick, even though you know how it's done. You haven't got the box.
Ignore that.
It's not pricey, and it's more fun to do than using an ordinary that gaff deck that we've all got anyway. So that's what I was mentioning.
Yeah.
But you've now got this new, very exciting thing that it's called Rondo blocks. You've got it down through Penguin. Tell me, how did that come about?
So I was obsessed with because I've got Measure for Measure is a trick with a tape measure, because I have to tell people this, that I do have a normal job. So I'm an electrician during the week, just to kind of reassure people to know that I actually have a day job. And
you're a well-rounded human being, basically, aren't you? That's
the one. Yeah. Which is weird, because whenever I do electrical work, people tell me I should stick with the magic, and then whenever I do magic, people say I should stick with the electrical work. So I must be very good at both.
It's definitely
so. That's the conclusion to that. But yeah, so I was obsessed with this kind of nut and bolt trick. I had a bolt, and then I'm saying this so no one nicks the idea, because I'm still scratching my head on it. But I had 4 steel nuts and then 1 brass nut. And what I did is I kind of just, with a wave of the hand, the brass nut would travel up through the nuts and appear in the middle. And then you shake it again, and then it goes right up to the top. I called that ambitious nut. And I got kind of Nick Locopo, when I saw him at Blackpool, who works for Penguin, was like, you're the ambitious nut guy, aren't you? And I think maybe I'd annoyed certain people in the office at Penguin, constantly showing them my nuts. But yeah, so then I met up with Sean Dunn at Blackpool, which weirdly was my first Blackpool ever. Quite unusual.
That was last year. These years. Last year, 2023.
Yeah. And it was at half capacity, and I loved it, because I thought, this isn't too bad. It's not too busy, but I don't know whether I'm going to enjoy it this year. We'll have to see. But I'm sure I will. I'm sure it'll be great. But he said, look, not everyone is like you, Iain. Not everyone carries nuts and bolts around in their pockets like a freak. Maybe you should change the prop. And so I started playing around with all different things. I was thinking, polo mints, like having a different color polo mint go up or something like that. Yeah. And then finally arrived at the Lego. And as soon as I put the white tips on a stack of black Lego bricks, I was like, of course. Like, there's literally, that is the perfect prop, because now it looks like a magic wand, and it's made out of something that everyone knows. And yeah, it's a very kind of common item. And it also because of that, it just appeals to every single age. You haven't got to explain to a kid what a nut and bolt is. You spend 15 minutes of your set just trying to explain how the uses of nuts and bolts.
You've got it down there, haven't you? Got it down there. Come on, show it. Come on, show it to us.
Yeah. That's that. This is it. This is the.
That looks incredibly innocent, I have to say.
So it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I literally.
Boom! Look at that.
Do that again.
We're only a few minutes in.
Let's show us
a few minutes in. I have to take it apart now to get it back. Okay, here we go. I'm up at this kind of angle.
Yeah, perfect.
Boom, like that.
That's good. That
straight in the middle, not the bottom, straight in the middle. And what's great is everything is then examinable. So you hand that out, everything's examinable, and there's nothing to see. So that's only one phase of the routine. I can't do it all because I need other people's hands. And unlike you, I'm not in a room surrounded by people naked.
Yeah.
Just up your left toe is what you're asking. Yeah.
Tickling, well, it's a bit awkward actually. They're tickling me.
Yeah. You've got a good poker face. You're holding it well. It's good.
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
So that's really so it's got multiple phases. Now,
Yes,
some of the phases obviously require some sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Now there was
I make it look easy, don't I? I made that look
it
easy. It's just catching is the most difficult part of the trick.
Right, okay, fine.
You know, but yeah, so I think a lot of the sleights, like the way I've routined it is that I need to do something at some point with that wand. I need to get something into a certain place. And Greg Wilson says if you can't hide it, you highlight it.
Yeah.
And so the kind of the phase where I put one brick in each hand, and they switch places, right? Or or jump across. It is like a great way of me setting up for the final phase. And that's obviously a step that we all look over. We're just thinking, well, it vanishes from one hand to the other. That's not impressive, but people love that part as well. So it basically starts off with you being able to take the white part off the wand without touching.
I love that bit. That is a bit. Yeah, I love it. That's
and then you place it away in your pocket, and it suddenly comes back again.
And that is all gimmick, is it? There's nothing really.
That's all gimmick.
That's all gimmick.
Yeah. You're just doing this kind of motion, and it does all the work. And then you take off the white blocks and hand it to them, right? So they are examining those two white blocks.
Nice.
They can examine the black blocks as well, but the attention is on the white blocks.
I must interrupt there because that is nice and early in the routine to have stuff examined.
Yeah,
I'm really keen to have people. I think people always go clean. I think if you can show you've started clean, that means people that they've ruled out. Well, it's all genuine. They're not going. They're not thinking there's something weird about these things because you've already ruled it out.
It's true. And I think like the examining thing for me, I just kind of think like some people are so hot on it has to be examined, it has to be examinable. Because if, for example, my measure for measure gimmick trick, where you can get people to throw paper aeroplanes across the room, and you estimate who's going to be the winner by how much or whatever. That's kind of Joshua Jay's tape measure routine. His is examinable, mine isn't. But if you're on stage, you're not going to go, right, let's just wait 5 minutes and let them examine the tape measure, because you want stuff to still flow. Yeah. So the examining of a prop should not break any point of the routine, in my opinion. And so having those two blocks come off at the start, I don't really say examine the blocks, but I just say hold one in each hand. And in them doing that, they know everything's legit. They know it's all fine.
Yeah.
Then that, like I said, that kind of sets me up for that final phase where you say that you're going to throw it up in the air and stab it on the bottom of the wand, but you're getting old now and you can't really do that, but you might go one better, we'll see, and then bang, it goes right in the middle. And that ending was kind of inspired by, was it Kung Fu? It was Roddy McGee's Sharpie.
Kung Fu Cap.
Kung Fu Cap, that's it. Yeah. Nice wine. You're going through that, aren't you?
No, it's a bit dry. It's a bit dry.
Dry white wine.
Getting a bit of hibiscus oils through here, and
a little bit kind of a little kind of waft of Sanex.
It's up. I'm out of matey, which is
really? Oh no,
matey's my favourite bubbles.
That is good. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. But yeah, so that ending of of it appearing in the middle is such a nice kicker, to the routine. And then Eric Tate has taken that idea and done the stretching wand, and he's done this kind of speed building routine and all sorts. There's something in it for everyone, really. It's it's like I said, it's got wide appeal. The moves aren't difficult. I think a few people are thinking, there's a few kind of coin moves there and there's force transfers and things, but it's stuff that you're going to pick up really easily. And like I say, that final thing at the end looks like you've got to think about too much at the same time, but no, if you can catch something, you can do that. Should be fun.
That's great. So, and also, there's not much to carry around.
No,
It's
no,
got like a
that is
pocket
literally
there,
it.
isn't
So
it?
it just goes in your pocket. Yeah, you can even break it into, into
Yeah.
many pieces if you want. I'm not going to explain how Lego works, but they come apart. But yeah, so that just goes there. And what's good about this is, like I said, with the appeal to it, great for kids, great for adults because they know what a magic wand is and all that. They also know what Lego is. But my show is all based around my electrical work and my magic work, called Tricks of the Trade.
Oh, very good.
That's good, isn't it? That is good.
That's a better title.
And this,
I think the one thing I'm not sure about this is the name of the trick, but that's just me.
the name of the trick. So I'm pleased you said that, because, well, basically, I was thinking of something with Lego in Lego wand or something like that. But I was told no, we can't do that because Lego might end up suing you for using the name and all sorts. So Lego had to go, and then I was completely stuck for names. And Penguin just said, "How about this?" And it just went ahead. So yeah, I think for us over in the UK, Wando Blocks seems a bit unusual a name.
Yeah.
But I think, and it was, and I didn't make sense of the name. I thought Wando Blocks, that's a bit strange. And then someone at the session went, "Oh, because it's a wand made out of blocks." And I was like, yeah, I suppose it is. So
Yeah.
what they've done is they've taken a wand made out of blocks and they've
Oh, it's clever, isn't it?
put it into
I just raised
that.
it.
So yeah, just raise it. So yeah, hopefully the name doesn't put you off buying it. But yeah, people at home. But no, it's, they know what they're doing over at Penguin. So yeah, I was
They
willing to
do.
submit
They
to.
do. So, yeah, I have to congratulate you on it. So I did seriously. No, I saw it last night and just thought that is good. That is catchy. It's just one of those nice things. It's not cards,
Yeah.
and it's well within the realms of anybody. And I mean, a lot of people stay away from things like you said. There might be coin moves and things because obviously, if their attention vanished, it's just immediately going to be drawn to the other hand. But the way that routine works is that it all just flows, and there's none
That's
of
it.
that cause for guesswork to be involved and all of that. It's brilliant, very, very good.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Were you in the shower when you saw the trailer, or were you in the bath, or were you?
Well, I can't actually say what I was doing when I was watching.
Yeah.
But I needed the shower afterwards.
Nice.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
So it's currently out now. Penguin are out now and shipping it, aren't they?
Yes. So Penguin have got it. I've had loads of, I've had two people message me. No, I've had more than that. I've had quite a lot of people message me saying, "Is it going to be available in the UK?" And I'm sure it will be, because every single Penguin product is normally held by magic stores like Monster Magic.
Exactly.
UK. I don't think there's. Are you the only magic shop in the UK? Is that right?
I mean, a lot of people think that, but apparently there are a few smaller ones.
Right. Okay.
But dotted around, I forget what they're called now. I forget. It's gone.
Yeah,
Something magic. Probably they're called. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll have to. Yeah, I didn't realize, but yeah. So they were asking whether monstermagic.co.uk will be having them. And I have messaged Penguin to find out, and I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
I am sure we will. I have actually emailed Penguin to go when.
Have you? Oh, good. Yeah. I don't know how it all works for you. As a magic retailer.
I think everybody tends to hold on to a new release for a little bit. So I imagine it might be a week or two before everyone gets it. I do imagine Monster, so as you know, it's a very hard fought battle to get anything on the Monster website. So congratulations to that.
I've made it, have I? Good.
You have made it.
Good. I appreciate it. Yeah.
And I can't wait. I really can't wait. But yeah, I do imagine it will be. It's going to be. I think it will be very, very popular. You're going to be sort of I think the cafe is going to be full of people going, when is it going to be available in the UK? But I imagine it'll be in a few weeks' time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it'll be, have you been, is there a cafe link thing? Are you one of these, are you the sort of person who reads everything? No, that's not it, or this is it. I've got to answer, can't leave it alone.
Yeah. So weirdly, I actually I have a time limit on my phone. So I've given my wife a password, and I just said, look, just make a password up and don't let me be on my phone all the time. So really what I have is 5 minutes of Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, and it all shuts down. Literally, once those 5 minutes come in, bang, it shut down. And today was the only day that I said, right, okay, I need to have some of these open just to respond to initial questions. But yeah, so I'm not much of a cafeer or any kind of social media. I literally just update. 5 minutes is enough for me to update something, put it up, and then have a quick browse and then go. Because I just don't want to be on my phone all the time. So yeah, which probably is a reason why, I don't know, but whether people may not have heard of me because I'm never on those kind of places that much. So I kind of thought, well, no, I need to be making a bit more effort with with Wando Block. So yeah, so I've been on a cafe and the response has been good. Like I said, it's there's a thing, they've had a thing called positivity, and it's turned up on the cafe, which is amazing.
Have they allowed that on the cafe, have they?
Yeah, so if you think of what positivity is, if you think of negativity, right?
Yes.
Think of the cafe, think of that. It's the opposite of that. So people have actually responded well,
really?
which is yeah. So I'm really pleased about it. So yeah, hopefully once they get them in their hands, they won't suddenly undo that and delete all the comments. I'm sure they'll be happy with what they find. And yeah, like I said, the explanation, I go into a lot of detail on my 3-phase routine. And then
how long is the tutorial? Because people get obsessed with that. So obviously Craig days.
He does, yeah. So what I did is I just spoke really, really slowly, and just kind of put like long gaps between, and it made me look like a kind of a motivational speaker. I did it in a way which looked professional. No, I think the tutorial on my end, I think is probably about 30 minutes long.
Okay.
Right, for my bit, maybe it might be more. It might be more 40. But everything is covered in detail. Like I'm normally quite concise, but also make sure I'm covering everything when I do that. But then Eric then takes it over, and I haven't seen Eric's part of his tutorial yet. Yeah, so I'm sure he's covered absolutely everything in great detail because he's a very good teacher, and he's obviously working for Penguin. They want to make sure the product's good and it's it is good and accessible for everyone. So yeah, so it's probably approaching an hour, I think, the tutorial.
And the gimmicks and everything else, that's all durable, not going to wear out, not going to need replacements.
No, I don't think so. No, obviously I was clever to say Lego styled blocks. They didn't ask me to do that, but I said Lego styled blocks on the trailer, and those will last forever. The gimmick, there may be a tiny bit of touching up to do on probably one every 30 performances. And when I say touching up, literally like a second, using something that everyone has. And that's only if you really, really want to make sure. Like I didn't notice it until we had the 8K camera filming the tutorial, where I thought, oh, I might need to just do a little bit there. And I did it, and then it was invisible. So yeah, so it should last fine as long as you're not kind of I don't know, just having it in your pocket carelessly. Like you can still have it in your pocket, but as long as you don't put it amongst keys and Jaffa cakes and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Jaffa cakes are quite soft actually. It's probably that wouldn't be an issue, but hard candy.
Jaffa cakes and keys don't mix in any pocket. I think I must point that out.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I do remember Bob Mortimer saying that he used to carry pocket meat around, and pocket meat was like a Scotch egg, so he would always carry something on him, and he used to call it pocket meat.
Right.
So if you have your Wando blocks and a Scotch egg, that will be fine.
Excellent.
I haven't tried it. Don't quote me on that, but I think that should be fine. But yeah, no, the props are going to last a long time, and if they do show any sign of wear and tear, it's an extremely quick fix, and it's not something that's gonna make it unusable. Plus, even if it is, I think a lot of people will probably want to buy two anyway, because if you had two gimmicks, you could probably do a load of other routines as well. You could have two wands and make one, tip go from one onto the other. You could do all sorts. So, and they're very cheap as well. $19.95 it is.
Yeah.
It is a bargain. Yeah.
It's a bargain.
I said to them, "What do you think I'm worth?" And they said probably definitely under the $20 mark. So I'm sure it's fine.
Are you going to be at Blackpool with them and with that? Are you going to with one of the blocks? Are you going to be there doing it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't been invited onto the stand, but I might kind of lurk around a bit like David Brent when he gets made redundant and he still goes back to the office.
Yeah.
I think I'll be hanging around and they'll go, "Look, you don't even work here, girl," but I'll still be there. So yeah, right. There's probably likely
that's great, because you can't get imposter syndrome if you are actually being an imposter. So
that's very true.
That's just being self-aware. So you're laughing.
So that's a good point.
That's how you do all your magic if you're worried about it.
Yeah, definitely. No, so I will be at Blackpool. I'll be on the Alakazam stand for a bit. I'll be probably on the 1914 stand showing Cafe Hero, so people can finally see that in the flesh. And then be on the Penguin Magic stand as well for a bit with the Wonder Block. So I'll be somewhere around, and this will be on me at some point, so people can always see it there. But they shouldn't wait. They should just purchase it now.
Really.
Have you got a stand at Blackpool?
I'm on the Prop Dog stand still.
Oh, okay. Right.
But hopefully, Prop Dog, very much Prop Dog this year. I've got a couple of things in the pipeline that I might tease people with in the Ruskin if they ask nicely enough. The first few months, the magic of things. And then, hopefully 2024 will be Monsters' debut. Nice. And I'm quite looking forward to there being a sort of a strip of like a Prop Dog alleyway at Blackpool, where you've got Mila and her sponge, Mike and Dietrich, David Prop Dog, and me with Monster. I think that'd be really nice.
Have you thought about when you do it, dressing as a big monster? Have you thought about getting one of those big costumes?
Well, I don't like looking stupid, you see. So
of course you don't.
No.
And your way is to dress down, if anything. Rather than dress up. So
I don't really like causing attention to myself or doing anything a little bit off the wall. So I'll have to see.
No, of course not.
We'll see about that. But we must wrap it up because I haven't paid for Zoom, so I'm on a free version of Zoom. Right. Telling me.
Oh, it is coming up as
So
good. Okay.
So it's $19.99, an absolute bargain.
Dollars. Be cheaper in the UK, probably.
Well, possibly. I don't know.
Don't.
Yeah. Okay, there.
Yeah.
It's very durable. Everything's taught in great detail.
Yeah.
And it is easy, fits in your pocket. And anyone who watches it will see that there are some very visual phases in there.
Yes. Yeah, there are. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun performing it. And whatever kind of audience you have, I think it's one of those nice visual things. Like you say, it isn't a traditional coin trick or card trick, So
that's what that is the thing that I keep on saying. I love things that I just have a lot of fun performing a lot of things. And I see some people doing magic tricks, and I don't get a sense that they're necessarily enjoying themselves whilst they're doing them.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, whereas something like that, or I don't know, everything I do, I think it's always got to be slightly silly, slightly bright, slightly fun. So I just enjoy it. It's just that little bit of wackiness. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Well, thank you for doing this.
I'm going a bit wrinkly here, actually. So
that's fine. And I'll let you.
I won't say quite how wrinkly. But yeah.
Well, you did do that, and I was getting worried that you were going to stand up at some point, and I thought maybe we do
I
have
was
to cut
thinking
this
that I was going to try. Yeah, I don't think I can reach my towel without. I suspect Facebook might take great disgust. if I
Right.
could do that. So
Maybe Zoom has actually created this time
yeah,
limit, because they sense the bath is coming to an end.
yeah.
So yeah, but no, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, doing
Thank
this.
you.
And yeah,
All right.
I wish you all the best, and I'll see you at Blackpool.